Have you ever planted an evergreen tree, a seedling, and only to have it grow for a couple of years and then a buck comes along and takes one big rub down the side of it and kills the tree? Not only have you invested the money in buying that seedling and then taking the time to plant it, and in some cases perhaps you've been watering it and then really nurturing that tree to grow. It gets to the point where you think it's just taking off and is going to be really good thermal cover, or perhaps a nice screen along the roadway, or in some other way useful on your deer property, and a big buck comes along in the fall, rubs against it and kills the tree. If you're planting conifers and you're concerned about a whitetail rubbing that tree and killing it, I have a really quick and easy solution for you, almost entirely free of cost, and you can find most of the materials right on your property. So the first step, you want to make sure that you have 4 posts per seedling that you're trying to protect. You can find a 1-inch or so tree that's growing in your woods. Try to choose something that's a hardwood, something like beech or locust or cedar or hard maple, something that's going to last several years. Right behind me here is a beech tree. They make perfect stakes. Then simply go along the main limb, cut off any branches that are sticking out. And then find a place that you can cut stakes of even size. Now it depends how soft your soil is. Usually you want your stakes to be between 36 and 48 inches long. So right behind me here is a freshly planted Norway spruce that I just put in about 2 days ago. And it's important to try to put these stakes in within a couple of days of planting. That way you don't ruin any of the roots as they start shooting out. And then you just want to drive the stakes in a square pattern. I like to use a pipe hammer to make sure that I can drive them in as quickly as possible and to get them good and sturdy. And you can see there's not a lot of wiggle in these, and they'll become even more solid as the soil settles. Of course, that's only about 6 inches wide. On the other side over here we have about an 8-inch gap between this and this stake. And technically a deer could probably get his head in there and rub as that seedling gets maybe 2, 3, 4 feet tall. But he's got lots of other trees to rub, and it's a deterrent. And it's worked pretty well over the years. If you want to be even more secure, you can take what I call tomato twine. I used it when I was a produce farmer. It's used to trellis tomatoes. And it's made of some kind of plastic woven material. And it will hold up for a number of years in the elements and the weather. You can just run 1 or 2 layers of that twine around the 4 stakes just to kind of hold them together at the top. That way if a deer does go in there and starts going crazy, he's at least going to have to work at tearing that apart. I usually see that bucks don't want to mess with these stakes because there are so many other trees that are easy rubbing. As that little seedling grows up, it'll just push its branches out through those stakes and they won't be of any hindrance to it whatsoever. And the only thing you will have to remember is if you do put twine on there, you may have to cut the twine. But other than that, you can just leave those stakes there. They'll rot out just about the perfect time when you want them removed. And then you end up with a tree that looks like this, rather than like this. I'm Daryl with Seeds to Dreams Deer, and until next time, may you find more than you think you're hunting for.